This is Chris Wyer, NBC News, bringing you information on Napoleon's downfall. Napoleon was born in Corsica to a miner family in 1769. He was sent to military school at 10 years old. In 1788, he began a military campaign in Egypt. His ego is one of the reasons for his downfall. Napoleon's ambition to implement the continental system dragged him into the Peninsular War, which he referred to as an insular that destroyed me. The continental system was a big part in the collapse of his empire. He failed to keep Russia in the continental system through diplomacy, which led to invade Russia. This system led to famine, unemployment, inflation, and decline. This eventually led to fourth and fifth coalitions that defeated Napoleon. The continental system, designed to defeat Britain, came back and it inevitably led to his downfall. Fourth coalition defeated him at the Battle of Leipzig and had him imprisoned at St. Helena, where he died in 1821. He underestimated the power of nationalism. He lost most of his army in Russia. Napoleon's political and cultural legacy has endured as one of the most celebrated and controversial leaders in human history, which made his downfall incredibly important. We had a chance to sit down with Clemens on Napoleon and his downfall. Here's Davion Fields.
Hello, Clemens. How are you?
I'm doing well.
That's good. I'd like to ask you a few questions about Napoleon. What are one of the reasons why Napoleon's empire had a downfall?
His empire collapsed because of the continental system. He tried pushing it on all of Europe, but it backfired.
Why did Napoleon want to invade Russia?
He wanted to invade Russia to further complete his mastery of Europe.
What is the continental system, and what was it used for?
It was a foreign policy of Napoleon, the first of France in his struggles against Great Britain during the Napoleonic Wars.
What kind of government did France have under Napoleon?
The government, I believe, was a dictatorship.
How was the rule of Napoleon different from the rule of French monarchs?
He had no claim on hereditary right to the throne, which meant that his justification for his rule was essentially his military success.
How did Napoleon die?
Napoleon died after a severe illness due to natural causes.
How was Napoleon an effective leader?
Napoleon was an effective leader because he was courageous and successful. He personified the ideas of the French Revolution as well.
How and with what effect did Napoleon control the other states during the year 1802 to 1812?
Under Napoleon, France became the preeminent power of the continent during the first decade of the 19th century, scoring major victories against both Austria and Prussia, as well as the fact he controlled Europe through a series of shifting alliance with major powers and crowning his sibling as puppet powers.
Thank you.
Wasn't that an interesting interview? As you can see, Napoleon's downfall had many reasons, meanings, and rich history that can only be found in this interesting human being. His background and his life was one that not many share. Our past is filled with many people, but Napoleon really stands out among the crowd, and someone that we will never forget. Thanks again to Davion Fields, our interviewer, Mr. Clemens, and to you for watching. This is Chris Wyer, NBC News, signing off.